Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today it's back into the greatest of them all, Gary Grigsby's War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition. It's not the Coxswain Edition, it's the Admiral's Edition. We're going full Monty here. Okay. What's going on this time? Why am I centered over Los Angeles? The City of Angels. It's anything but nowadays, I can tell you. But anyway, the point is we're actually going over to San Diego. Why is that? The Yorktown has floated. We have got the Yorktown on water. It is. We've busted the champagne across the hull. The Yorktown is ready for action. Now we've got a lot of destroyers back here that I was just kind of sitting around waiting. We've got these four. These are our new destroyers. They've got an anti-sub of 4. The U.S. really up until we got these had anti-subs of 2, which essentially is better than 0, but it's not much. But now these have 4, and they have radar, much better ships. We've got 4 of them here, and I believe we've got 3 at Los Angeles. So we are going to take this unit, surface combat. We are going to change this over to. Well, actually, you know what? We're going to do this just the opposite way. Let's do this just the opposite. And that is, you see the Yorktown there. Let's just look at the Yorktown for a minute. All right, it's got 16 Wildcats, it's got 17 Dauntless, 18 Dauntless, so 35 Dauntless altogether. It's also got some Devastators. What a great name for a plane, the Devastator. It's got radar, it's got Browning machine guns, of course it does. It's got the 1.1 inch Mark 1 AA gun. It's got 8 of those in the front, 4 in the rear. What is this rear side? I guess it's got 4 more, so kind of 8 in the front, 8 in the back. It's also got the 5 inchers up front. No, is this right? No, right side it's got 4, left side it's got 4. So got a lot of firepower on this bad boy. Let's go back. Let's put this into a task force, an air combat task force. That's why I want to come back and do it this way. We'll put the Yorktown in there, and we'll put the 4 destroyers in there. All right, it's a good start. Excellent. Now you can see, wow, that's gorgeous. That's absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Now then, let's go up to Los Angeles and let's see what we've got up here. I believe, yep, these are the 3 destroyers. We're going to set them to meet this task force. There we go. Meet Task Force 387. All right, and we'll have them merge when they do that. Excellent. Is there anything else? We don't really have any cruisers back here, but ultimately, as long as we have ASW coverage, I'm fine with it. I mean, we're not going to run into a Japanese surface fleet out here. I mean, if we do, it's surprise of all surprises. Well done, AI. But I mean, what are the chances really that we're going to run into a Japanese surface fleet out here? Just nothing. What else do we have in port here? We have the ACM and we have a tanker. Okay. So that's it. That's all we've really got. Look back here, just make sure. We got one more. Oh, it's the ACM. All right. That looks all good. Don't really have any other ships along here. Up at San Francisco, I guess it's possible we've got something we may want to stick in here. But no, we really don't. We have these 2 gun tenders. As a matter of fact, why don't we form those into a task force? The Alaskan and the Canadian. Done. All right, so we've got that support. We could have them float out there as well and merge. Why don't we do that? Let's meet task force, and we'll just take those out to Pearl Harbor. That's eventually where they need to be anyway. So let's just merge those. Oh, oh, we would have to have them follow it. Okay, that's fine. We'll have it follow along. Um, you know, gotta just hope we don't meet a submarine out here. I think we'll be all right. Let's go back here then, and let's get on the Yorktown, and let's set its destination out to beautiful Pearl Harbor. All right, and we'll also set that as its home port. All right, we'll have four carriers at least. On the American side, we've got the one British carrier, the Hermes, that is not very good. Okay, that's good. We've got all kinds of ASW support and help in and around these areas, so I feel pretty confident sending that out. Now, let's go back and review where we were last after last turn. 3,000 to 2,100 air-to-air losses, one for us, two for them. Okay, we had one destroyed on the field. I'm not going to get upset about it. That was Batangus. There's nothing we can do about it. Destroyed by flak. We destroyed one of theirs, none of ours. Operational losses 2 and 2. Our score continues to creep up, but they are moving down in Malaya, so that won't last forever. We're almost at 800 political points now. We control 563 bases. Looks good. We're doing well there. This all looks fine. Ships sunk. Let's look at last turn. Not a whole lot happened last time. We had one Dutch ship that was hit at Tarakan. His main task force, while we think it's kind of now going to Macassar or over in that area, really didn't do a whole lot last turn. It just wasn't that active. So okay, whoops, I didn't mean to get all the way off that. Um, Aircraft losses, we get the idea. Let's top pilots, though. I want to see if anybody got anything else. No, it's still Mr. Bond, James Bond, up here, strangely enough, in the U.S. Army, who has 6 kills. All right, and Burgard has 6 kills as well. I believe, yeah, these are both Flying Tiger guys. As a matter of fact, the top four all are. And then we have Fisk in here, part of the RAF, as the top British pilot. They do not yet have an ace, at least out here in the Pacific. Got a few other Brits down here, all flying Buffalo 1s, which gives them a little disadvantage over the guys flying the H-81s, right? Um, okay, so top pilots, ship availability. It's going to be a while now before we get any more carriers. See here the Hornet in 71 days. Then out in June, we get the Wasp. And then there's a long period up until 1943 that we don't get any carriers out here, really. Is that true, though? Because when I look, yeah, these are 43, but the Illustrious. So, I mean, these are British carriers, right? So the Illustrious shows up in April of 42, the Formidable in 75 days. Okay, so the Brits are going to get some stuff to kind of beef up in and around Colombo there. Um, we do get some light carrier, quite a few light carriers, but those are really 1943. You'll see down here 43, 44. Once 44 gets going, then we get these carrier escorts. We get a few of these in December of 42, some in October of 42. So a lot of stuff coming the way. These escort carriers, we get just look. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. More light carriers down and more CVEs. I mean, it's just crazy how many of those you end up getting. Um, okay, well, enough with that nonsense. Let's go down to Australia. First, I did want to look up here. This is what I was talking about. This is his main task force. It looks like they're kind of breaking off here towards Macassar. All right, fine. I mean, we've completely abandoned this zone up here. Let's make sure all of these guys are headed the right direction. And when I say the right direction, the hell out of here is the right direction. Now, what is that? Okay, well, this is why you look. Now, this is going back to Palembang. We do not want that. Instead, can we sneak up here this way, though? Could we get in there? Potentially. Let's go back to him. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. All right, he's going to Palembang, but let's use different waypoint. These are very good ships, so we got to be a little careful here. But let's set our waypoint up this way. If he's going to keep his main task force down here, I mean, we could always hide these at Oosthaven potentially, eventually. These are 15-point cargo ships, though. Eh, they're Dutch. At least they have a Dutch flag. Um, all right. We'll try it. I mean, Palembang is up to, it's got 46,000 oil and 135,000 fuel. I mean, we just got to really try not to let the Japanese get their dirty hands on that. These guys are all moving out, moving out, moving out. Where are you going? That doesn't seem wise. So this is an American task force with a lot of tankers. Okay, let's try this again. Well, what we're going to do is just have that come into port at Oosthaven. Maybe Oosthaven will have a little more by the time we get there. And we're going to set their home port to Perth. So if they have to flee, they're going to come back to Perth. But we'll try to get them up to Oosthaven. Let's set a waypoint there. It's a little too close to Java for my liking. Let's use a waypoint, set waypoint 1, set it out over here somewhere so you kind of, yep, there we go. Who else do we have out here? ASW, Headland. What is this? The CL Hobart. Oh, we've got that going into Darwin. Okay. Fine. Why does that not showing when I'm on it though? Is he like out of fuel or something? No? I don't know. That's weird. Mission speed, Darwin, home ports Townsville. Okay. It is what I'm not sure why he's not showing his mission when we click on him. Headland, Dobby, Darwin. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. That guy's going back into Darwin. Out here by Babar. We've got some stuff happening. He's headed back. He's headed back. He's head. Okay, so it looks good. These guys, he's going all the way around and out to Ballypoppin. That's not what we want. I don't know. Let's take him down to, I guess we'll take him back to Darwin. His home port is Ballypoppin, so that's why he was trying to get there. Let's go there as your home port. He should have enough fuel to get there. Indeed, he does. I don't think he can go full speed. Not quite, but we're going to take him out of there full speed as long as we can, and then he can limp home from there. We've got all of our subs up here. They want to do some, they want action, but looks like he's breaking off over here to Macassar, which is very interesting to me. All right, let's go look at our British Air Forces here, or, well, they're Dutch and British, right? We got a cap level of 50, 50, 50. We got torpedo bombers on naval attack and rest, naval attack and rest, naval attack and rest, and the same. Okay, well, we're going to try to get a torpedo in on something big if we can. Uh, these brave Brits out here. Then we have these level bombers. Let's try to get out of here. Transfer to base. How about Koapang? Can we get them down to Koapang? Um, we should be able to. Let's look at the support. There we go. Gosh, am I blind? Now we've got 49 planes there. We got to we got to fix that. Okay, so those guys are out of here, and then we just have a patrol left. Koapang, what all do you have going on out here? We've got 13 transports. Okay, why are those not at Darwin? Let's put those in at Darwin. Oh, are these locked? Let's go back. Sorry. Yeah, they are. They're Dutch and they're locked. So they're down here. That's actually not the worst thing to have some supply transport there. We do have these Aussie bombers. They can get out, I think, no problem. Let's go see what the support situation is at Darwin. Why am I not seeing Darwin up here? Are these locked as well? Gosh darn it. Yeah, they are. Huh. Okay, well, we could buy them out. Um, and put them in like 224 group RAF. It's 48 points to change within command though. So this would be within command. It's the 224 that we were trying to get out. So let's flip them over to 12. Yeah, for 12 points. Done. Done. All right, cool. And then we'll fly them now down to Darwin. Do believe we can do that now. But I want to see what the support situation at Darwin is. It's getting a little heavy down there. Okay. We may have to shift some things around a little bit. So they're out, and then we have these other level bombers. They're already in group 224. So let's put them down in Darwin as well. We'll go look around at Darwin. So we have one that's in three that are in maintenance. We got this Dutch group that's not going to get out, and then we have this in 224 RAF. Let's transfer that. Let's see if there's any other place we can take them that actually has okay support. Well, obviously we're not going to Surabaya or Cagayan. It seems like a really bad idea. Balikpapan, no. Alice Springs. Wow, we could fly these all the way out to Alice Springs. How funny is that? Maybe? I mean, am I going to remember they're out there? That's the problem. Denpasar, Manado, Makassar. We don't want to go to any of these places. Sure, we're going to take them all the way to Alice Springs out in the middle of Australia. Makes perfect sense. And then we've got another one. So, hell, I mean, oh, did he already transfer this time? Maybe. I guess we did. Okay. Um, okay. We've really got what left at Koapang now. We have aviation support of 16. We've got 25 planes here. Some of these, though, are not up and about. Like these three will come out, and these level bombers will get out last time. Did I say we'll get out last time? I mean, we'll get out next time. What in the world? What am I talking about? Oh, he's still in training. Why is that? That's weird. Okay, how about let's put him on ASW patrol at least while he's here. 50 exit. Oh, I didn't put a range on. 8. Sure. Okay. We'll have him run that. Why not? Okay, so let's get in and about Australia. Let's start over in Perth. Let's get on the west coast. We know this unit's here. It's supposed to be here at what Bustleton, so that's fine. Let's look at Perth. We know that the planes are fine. We've set those up long ago. Let's look here and make sure. All right. No combat. No combat. Let's put these all on combat. So they finally made it out here. They marched over here. They're all at target. So at Perth, we have a garrison of 439 now. That looks great. We've got what we need out here at Perth. That should protect it pretty damn well. I guess I'll look at this very quickly. ASW 50. Love it. What task forces are here? We have a cargo, local minesweeping, and a tanker. Okay, let's go look at this. Here's the tanker. It's unloading. You'll see we've got 46,000 of fuel in Perth. Now that comes in at Perth out of, the Dutch East Indies or Cape Town, and then it goes through all of these rail lines and gets turned magically at the end into supply somehow. It's beautiful. Beautiful system. Where do we have them going back to though? Batavia? Yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense to me. We may as well just have them go back to Cape Town. Um, we'll set that as their home. All right. So when they're all done here, they will go back to Cape Town, or they should. That's how it should work. We've got a lot of fuel at Cape Town that can come over. We've got these AKs that are out of Palembang. They were also full of fuel. We will send them over to the aforementioned Cape Town. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We should probably send something to Mombasa. Usually you've got supply up there. I think we realized that a few turns ago. Perth and Perth. Oh, this is convert to an AKE. Okay, conversion AKE. Um, hmm, not currently available. Okay, well, he's going to continue to sit here then. I guess I could disband him just so we know he's here and I can see it very quickly that we do have a ship here. Okay, I think that's Perth. That's all good. Bustleton, we talked about Albany. These guys are supposed to be at Albany. Let's make sure they're in combat and defend. They are. I guess I should do that with him. Just yeah, and that's why you got to look. Combat defend at Bustleton. Esperance, I think this is just a base force. It is. It's in combat and defend. Kalgoorlie. Uh, this guy is what he's supposed to be doing. Let's go up to Geraldton. All right. What is this? Oh, we sent this out. No, 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 no. We're unloading. Okay, that's great. So we got a little, something coming in and out there from Perth just to get that some supply and fuel. Where is this task force headed? This tanker is going to try to make it back to Palembang. No, it's not. It's going to try to make its way over to Cape Town. We've got so much at Cape Town, we may as well do that. I mean, look, I get it. You got to try to unload Palembang as much as you can, but ultimately, when it comes down to it, 30 or 40,000 tons of fuel isn't going to be the difference in this war. It's just not. So, sending that up there into some death-defying mission just doesn't, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Carnarvon, base force. Okay, we'll just make sure combat. Okay. Exmouth. We don't have anything at Exmouth. At Port Hedland, we've always got these units getting, or these naval units getting resources. There are a ton of resources out here, so they're loading on. That all looks good. No ships in port. Excellent. All right, that's the west coast of Australia. Not a whole lot happening. At Broome, what do we have here? We have some AKLs. They are unloading. They are out of Surabaya. Now we've got them on a CS. That doesn't seem like a really good idea right now. Um, I think I'll have them just remain on station here until that zone clears. Now these are only 1 or 2 point ships. Mm, Okay, well, whatever. We got some supply down here. That's great. Let's see at Broome. These guys are at combat and defend. That all looks great. Let's go into Derby. We have these level bombers running ASW. Let's check that out. That's not going to work, guys. Let's scoot you around. 4 planes, 40. Perfect. All right, we'll just run it out this way. I guess we, technically could do it this way, but a sub's probably not going to get down in there. What is this? It looks like it's on land. We had to transport that Viking style. This is supposed to go back into Surubaya as well. Let's have that remain on station here. So there's two of those. Okay. We both of them remaining on station. Was this? Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I came back and looked. What am I doing? Remain, oh, this is the one I put on remain on station. Sorry. What is the one at Derby? Where's he going to try to get back to, or is he? He's the one over from Darwin. Got it. Got it. Okay, I finally got it straight in my head how that's all working. Base force, nothing doing there. Nothing cooking. Some of these planes we should probably try to move about. Now we've got some U.S. Army, some Catalinas here. All right, so we're going to have to spend some time here at Darwin because I got to get this reorganized. I'm not exactly sure where I want to take some of these air forces. I mean, we could, I guess. What's the situation at Moresby? We've got 12 aircraft here. We've got 22 in support, so that wouldn't be the worst thing if we could get some. I would like to get some fighters up there to Moresby potentially. We could take some of those. Well, nah, I don't want to do that. But I would like to get some fighters up there. The U.S. has fighters coming in from the West Coast at some point. Now, unfortunately, we have no fighters over here. We have patrol craft, the VP 101. That's an American craft. Oh, this is a Catalina. Oh, okay. Um, I didn't realize that was the 101. Okay, interesting. All right. So we have this patrol craft. We got 9 of those. We definitely want to be running that. So okay, we've got some float planes out here. What are they doing? They're just doing plain old naval search. We've got some Aussie bombers here, medium level bombers. This is part of the 223 group RAF. Okay, there's 11 of those. We could maybe move those out. Where would we put them though? Maybe down in Townsville? What's our situation in Townsville? He asks. Townsville has 15 aircraft and it's got 48 aviation support. Okay, so I think we found our destination for some of these bombers. Um, that's 11 of them. Let's have them go down to Townsville. All right. And we'll just kind of clear out Darwin a little bit. Really, I want fighters up here. Um, these level bombers, 8 of these. How did we get these out? These are also restricted, but we got them out. Let's have them go to Townsville. Oh, I see. We could only fly. Oh, that's interesting. Um, is that like kind of a bug? How did we even get them out? Is what I want to know. I guess we could always buy them into the RAF, right? These are Australian planes. Maybe they can return to Australia. I don't know how that works actually, now that I am talking it out. 12 points, sure. We got a lot of points now. So now they're in the 224 group RAF. We'll put them down in Townsville if we can. And now you see Townsville pop up. Interesting. Know that I've ever noticed that problem before. Okay, we've got two more of these guys. Hudson ones. They can't transfer because they have uh, transfer there. No, you can transfer 12 more bad boys. These Weirways, they're light level bombers. That's I kind of like having them up here, but I think I will transfer these out. How far? Oh, they can't get very far. Why is that? Oh, they're only a 14? Okay, we won't take them out then. The Hudsons, we can transfer these. That's perfect amount, 6. Okay, perfect. Oh, is this another one we're gonna have to buy? Yeah, it is. All right, that's fine. 224 group, done. We ended up spending about what? About 35 points buying out planes this time. Transfer to Townsville. Very interesting how that works, right? We were able to fly them back to Australia, but since they're in that KNIL, the Dutch formation, they can't transfer within Australia. That's kind of a weird, strange thing to me. Um, I mean, because once they're here, what difference does that make, really? Let's see what we've got flying out here. So we've got that with ASW 30 to 100. Okay, that looks good. We already looked at this one. That looks fine. We've got this. Yep, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. Now, so that's ASW, that's ASW. That's a Hudson one, that's a Hudson one. If we disbanded this, would it go into the other? Oh, we gotta wait until we get the rest of them? That's kind of weird. 6, can we disband him? Hmm. We've got detachments that are back along the way, so we can't disband it. Search 50. Okay, that looks good. And then we've got that. Okay, that all looks fine. So it's really this one that's got like a real quirky looking arc. Let's have him go a little further south. So we'll go like 60 to 120. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of the same. Let's try that again. Let's go 80 to 140. All right, now he's covering the south a little bit. Okay, that all looks great to me, and I think we've got the aviation support to do that easily. Yeah, we've got eight. We could got room for 8 more planes if we want them. I'd really like fight. We just don't have fighters anywhere. Anywhere. It's not like I just am not shuffling them somewhere or something. I mean, we just don't have any, so it is what it is. The rest of these planes, then let's look at this. We got search. Why is he on 70% though? We don't want that. And that's why we don't need him training. That will wear him out. So now we've got search, ASW search. These are pretty much all 224, and then we got some Asiatic fleet, but that's U.S., right? We've got those U.S. planes here. That all looks good. Okay. Let's look at the ground forces before we go on. Combat, defend at target, perfect. We've only got a garrison of 160 here. Seems a little light. We may have to correct that at some point. Um, Task forces. What are my task forces doing? We got a tanker with a lot of resources of all things. I think we're going to have to look at these individually. We got the Marblehead here just for AA purposes. How good is that? Not good, 85, but it's better than 0. We also have the Stewart here, a destroyer. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave that here. Going back to this for a second, the Marblehead. Huh. You know what? I don't know why in my head I had the Marblehead stuck in my head as either a British or Australian ship, but it's an American ship. Huh. Okay. Um, Darwin. Do we want to set the patrol zone out here? I guess we already have one. Not really. No, these are waypoints. That's how we got here. Let's set a patrol zone for him. We'll have him, shit, I don't know. Like come out here, here, here. One, two, and three. All right. Have him run that ASW. I guess I could just have him go right there, but this looks fine. Let's go back. Max reacts to 3. Okay, that all looks good. We've got a support tender here, an AD. We've got an AVP that came out of um, the Dutch East Indies. We've got several AOs. They're just going to sit here. Well, they're only going to sit here if we tell them to do that. There we go. Darwin. Excellent. There we go. We'll return to Darwin. AKs, Darwin. We don't want that to go to back to Suru so we'll just have it sit here at Darwin as well. Right now we got 34,000 supply, 55,000 fuel here. Excellent. Okay, these are unloading, and I did set those to Darwin. As I did with the Lark here, and these AKs, right, let's have them sit here while we wait for that area to clear. The waypoints we will clear out. All right. And then we've got another tender here, the Gemma. Why don't we disband these tenders? That way I'm just not confused about what the hell is here. Um, Easier for me to keep track of them in my mind this way. Now we've got 20 ships in port. We've got all kinds of stuff here, right? Let's look at the type. We've got the Scout. We could put the Scout in with the Stewart, right? Let's do that. Let's just take the Scout and put it in here. So we've got 2 of those destroyers. Now, eventually, we may want to use them for some kind of escort out here. The Stewart's a little hurt. It's a little hurt. Um, Huh. We would have to sail it somewhere that's got a decent sized port. Okay, so after all that, I am going to then form a new task force, surface combat with the Stewart. That's the one that's got a little damage, but it's got some major damage too. All right, and let's move that down to Sydney, I guess. Let's just take it all the way. We could go into Townsville potentially. I can't remember. Does Townsville have? Hmm. Let's just go to Sydney. Why not? Um, you can see the 2 subs out there that are causing us all kinds of problem. Now he doesn't have enough to get down there. We'll have to set that as his home port as well. All right. Excellent. Now then, let's look at these other ships at port. We've got 2 PGs, patrol gunboats as they call them. Let's do surface combat. Okay, we'll put the 2 PGs in there and we'll just have them sit here, as patrol craft at Darwin. Does that really do any good? Probably not. Probably not, but it doesn't hurt anything. We've got a minesweeper. Do we not have one here? I thought I saw one. Where is that? Not really. Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, I'm glad they haven't mined this yet. So we'll get the Deloraine into a mine-sweeping group. The AM Deloraine done. As you can see, it's out of fuel. It came out of the Dutch East Indies or the Philippines somewhere. Oh, it's Australian. Interesting that it's Australian. Replenish this task force. There we go. And we'll just have it sit here and do mine sweeping. So now we've got a minesweeper. We've got the AS, AD, AG, AOs, tankers. We could actually send this tanker, the British motorist. Let's get that going to Cape Town. And then we've got a bunch of APs and AKs. 14. Okay, so that Nicholas Van Vaughan. Let's do cargo. Done. Let's get the British motorist and that Nicholas Van Vaughan. They both go to 14. Done. And let's get those going over to Cape Town. All right. There we go. set those as its home port. Okay, excellent. All right, so off they go. And then we've got these two AKs that both go at a 12. One of them's smaller, one of them's bigger. That's Cyantar. Why don't we get that going as a cargo task force as well? The Cyantar. All right, that's got a big endurance. Looks like exactly the kind of ship that you want to send over to Cape Town. All right, perfect. We'll set that as its home port as well. Okay, moving right along. Excellent. So I think that's it. That's Darwin. I think we've got everything we need there. Now, what's going on at Catherine? We still have the base force there. We've got all of these units on the march. You can see with the little notch in their counter there that they're heading this way. Um, base force there. Is that base force supposed to be moving though? Combat Tennant Creek. Nope. Nope. We won it out here at Tennant Creek. All of these units again on the way. What are these guys doing? Move, Darwin. All right. And then we've got the base force. Excellent. Okay. So let's just make sure these are actually moving. Yeah, barely. It's an 874-mile march. Awesome. What a journey. Cloncurry, base force. Okay, that looks good. We can come down here then. Seduna, base force. That's fine. Let's just make sure it's on combat. Yep, at Seduna. Port Augusta, did I move this over here? Combat? Oh, it can't move at all. Okay, well, that explains that. Kangaroo Island, we're unloading some supply out here at Kangaroo. Okay, it's going back and forth out to King's Coat from Adelaide. That base force is supposed to be out there, and then we go into Adelaide itself. It's got these units here, combat at target, defend. Um, then we've got no air. What are the two ships in port? Two little AKLs. Might as well have them take stuff here and there. Done. Done. I mean, I don't really have a place for them to go necessarily. Let's dock them. And we don't have a whole lot of here, so let's just keep them just sitting here for now. We just don't have a lot in Port Adelaide. Portland, Melbourne. Okay, let's go back to the north then. So we've covered all this stuff in the center of the country. Let's go around here. We'll just take a peek at Horn Island. Make sure these guys are supposed to be here. Combat at target, defend. We do have a British AKL out here unloading some supply. As you can see, we're looking pretty good out there. Wait a minute, where's that returning to though? Townsville. Okay, perfect. And we've got it on a CS, so that works. We've got these units. Where's he going eventually? He's going out to Portland Roads, right where I want him. There's Portland Roads. So we'll set up a base there. He's on his way. I do believe this base force is heading to Cookton. Yep, sure is. All right. So we'll have base forces at both those places. Now we're into Cairns. Somebody finally told me that's not Cairns, that's Cairns. All right. Well, hopefully someday I'll find that out in person by talking to a local when I'm there. Palm Island, what are you doing? ASW, and we're into Townsville. All right, at Townsville, I'm going to call a stop to this episode. Honestly, I've got to go look at a house of all things, and so I had to cut this one a little short. I will be back. I will have another episode up tomorrow that will be a little longer to make up for this, and we will resolve the turn. So I'm going to, go through the rest of Australia. Sydney may take a little bit. We'll come up here by Moresby and whatnot, and we'll try to get out here to these islands and also look at New Zealand. So thank you so much. It is December 30th. We're almost to 1942. I can see 1942 out my window, folks. But thank you very much for joining me. This has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I will talk to you next time. Have a good one.